West Feliciana Coaches Show, highlighting high school athletics at West Feliciana High School. Sponsored by Wing It Sports Grill at 7171 Highway 61 in St. Francisville, Louisiana. Great food for the whole family. And well, welcome to the West Feliciana Coaches Show. We're here at Wing It Sports Grill at 7171 Highway 61 in St. Francisville, a place where you could come to get some great food and have a great time, a great family atmosphere. And I guess we're here with the last coaches show for the football season. And of course, I'm here with none other than Coach Rob Odom, who's the head football coach of West Feliciana Saints. And Coach, what a season. I guess that's what I can say. What a season. I mean, why don't you just give us kind of a quick overview of all the wonderful things that happened throughout this football year?
We had a great season. Ended up losing in the semifinals to Patterson. You'll see some highlights on that in a few minutes. But a minute and 48 seconds away from the dome, you know, and we've talked earlier, and I'm so proud of these kids and this group we had, especially these seniors, 24 of them, and they made history in West Feliciana Parish, farthest they've ever been before in football, you know, the semifinals. And like I said, a minute and 48 seconds away. I don't know what else to say about them. I'm going to hate to see them leave. I know that.
You know, I think that sometimes we kind of gloss over the fact that history was made. This is the first team in the history of football in West Feliciana Parish that has gone to the semifinals. Is that right?
That's right. And had a good chance to win it, you know, and
right.
Some things happened there at the end. We'll see in a few minutes that we didn't, but I'm so proud of those kids, and I can't say enough about them. And the day after the game, that Friday, they had Christmas in the country. We had to come to that parade, and that was a tough thing to do, I'm telling you, especially for me. But kids showed up, and one of the best stories of that is we're out at the parade, and our kids ran out of candy or beads about halfway through the parade, and people are hollering, throw something. They said we ran out, and they said, so what? It don't matter. We're here. We just want to thank y'all, and that made them feel good. I'm telling you, that says a lot for our team and those kids.
You know, it shows a lot for our parish. It shows a lot for the kind of attitude that we can have here. Here, a group of kids that have been playing since they were 19 years old.
Right.
You're looking at 24 seniors that you have on your team who really, for the most part, were the smaller team. I mean, when you compare our line to the team that we played, we were much smaller. I mean, they had Division I signees, you know, and a Kenny Hilliard and a Hill and all those people that committed to LSU and those kind of things. We couldn't say that we had that, but yet when they played West Feliciana, they knew they were in the game.
You know, and I went to the Dome and watched Patterson and Parkview, made myself do it, but it just shows you what you can do if you're, like you were saying, you know, we played against some real good individuals. Yeah. It just shows you what you can do when you're a team. And I knew we had a chance to be a good team back when those kids were that young, when y'all had them. And you know, all during the year we won some big games and we lost some games, but we never really played 4 quarters of football. And somewhere in that Baker game, it was a tight game. You know, Baker didn't make the playoffs. 4 teams out of 5 in our district did. Baker didn't, but Baker was as good as some of those teams that made the playoffs, you know. And somewhere along in that game, we started playing 4 quarters at the right time, and that's what you want to do. You want to peak at the right time. We did, and from there on out, I mean, we played good football. We started playing 4 quarters. You know, we'd play a half here or first quarter and third quarter here, and at that time, hey, those kids, it's kind of like they learned from last year. They knew when the playoffs started or were getting close, it was a better time to start playing. They picked it up, and you couldn't ask for more from those kids, I'm telling you.
Well, I tell you, we got a couple of things that we're going to be talking about. I know we have some highlights for the, on the Patterson game, and a lot of things that happened through that, and we want to talk about that in a second, especially some of your kids played in the Red Stick Bowl. We want to talk about some of that, and they made a significant contribution to that. So everybody just stay here a second. We'll be right back in a second with Coach Rob Odom to go over some of the highlights of the Patterson game and then discuss a couple more things going on in the future of football in West Feliciana. So stay there. We'll be right back. West Feliciana Coaches Show, highlighting high school athletics at West Feliciana High School. Sponsored by Winged Sports Grill at 7171 Highway 61 in St. Francisville, Louisiana. Great food for the whole family. And all right, we're back at Winged Sports Grill at 7171 Highway 61 for the West Feliciana Coaches Show. And again, I have Coach Rob Odom, who's the head coach of the West Feliciana Football Saints. And now this is a section in our show where we kind of go over the highlights of the last game, which was against Patterson. And Coach, I always said this about Patterson. They need to send a thank you card to West Feliciana because let me tell you something, they actually got an early Christmas present, the game. So why don't you take us through some of those highlights, Coach, and we'll go through them play by play.
They got on us 7-0, you see right here, and we drove it down inside. I guess we're on about the 10 right there and threw a little slant pass to David Hill. Number 5 is a Tulsa signee, Division I signee for Tulsa commitment. And David beats him to the inside. Deshaun puts it on the money, and we ended up getting the extra point, tied up 7-7.
Wow. Okay, so got the next play.
We get the ball back and got a little drive going, a little play action here to a little three-step drop, a little fade pass to Byron, ran a great route, and Deshaun put a good ball on it. I'm telling you, you want it on the fade, you want to put it between the numbers and the sideline. He dropped it right in there. The bad part is we didn't get any points out of this right here. Got down there and kind of got a penalty and shot ourselves in the foot a little bit. But hey, in those type of games, you know what? You get out of bad territory, get it over there in their field where you make them try to drive the field, and
yes,
we go to halftime. They're tied up 7-7, so it's not a bad thing. We got out where they had to drive the field there.
Well, I think one thing has surprised Patterson too, Coach. I think that they initially thought they were going to be able to dominate. Going into half 7-7 also surprised them.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at our next one.
Right there before half, after that play we punted, they kind of get a little drive. We pick it off. Byron almost takes it back for a touchdown. You see that big lineman had a good angle right there, good hustle on his part, But we did have a flag block in the back, so we had to bring it back. But it's a great play by Byron right there, good pick. And he made plays like that for us all year. He got a little lead down the field. I think that was Devon Turner trying to lead him down right there.
Well, again, it shows the speed. I think that one thing that we always had the whole year was the speed, and everybody kind of underestimated the speed of the team. Even they knew they were fast, they didn't realize they were that fast.
Those two teams right there with a bunch of good athletes on it. Patterson had them too. It was a great, one of the best high school football games I've ever been a part of.
Right.
If you were at the game, both sides were packed. Well, I think we might have had more people than them. I think we bought 7 busloads of people.
It was 7 busloads, absolutely. It was 7 busloads.
If you didn't get there early, you were standing up.
Well, Coach, I was in the stand probably an hour before, and I was just as anxious as you for that game to start. So.
It was just a great atmosphere, especially for high school football. I'm glad our kids and community got to experience that.
Absolutely. I guess we'll get our next clip.
That's Preston Cobb on a toss right there in the second half. We go up 14-7. We had great blocking on the edge by Roberto. Just a great play right there. And the offensive line did a good job there too, and get us in the end zone right there and puts us up 14-7.
That was an exciting time. They had the fans in the stand. Of course, everybody was shouting and having a good time, cheering on the Saints. Let's see the next one.
Next one was our option, and Deshaun reads it, pulls it, and cuts it up, and makes a good run. It's a double option, wasn't a triple, and makes a good little run there, good blocking, and puts us up 21-7.
Wow. Yeah, we moving on that one.
Yeah. Extra point by Adam Burns was good, so that puts us up 21-7 right there.
Right. Okay, let's look at our next play.
This is with like 1 minute and 48 seconds left. We ran the clock down on first down, called a timeout, talked about what we wanted to do. We come out, he got the right read, and number 4 stuck his hand out there. That's the LSU commitment, Kenny Hilliard, LSU commitment and running back. But I tell you what, I think he's a better linebacker than running back. He's playing a stand-up end here. He played defensive end, linebacker, free safety, strong safety. He played a lot of different positions for him. He's a good football player, and if he wouldn't have put a hand on it, we'd have been first down or better. right here.
Yeah.
As you can see, we had the edge, and just great play by a great football player. Next play coming up is right after they hit us deep here. You see we're backed off and supposed to have safety help over the top, got behind us a little bit, and that was a big play. Actually, at that point, it was 21-14, and this right here puts them 21-20 with about 50 seconds left on the clock. Next play, we get a flag here. Here's if you were at the game you saw before or during this play, we had a little discussion with the referee because they had a penalty earlier in the game where their center kept moving the ball forward, then snapping it. So it was a flag on them the first time. Did they do it this time? It's a flag on us. And I was wanting to know, hey, he's done the same thing. He was a flag the first time. They didn't have an answer. In high school ball, it's no replays. Once the referees make a decision, it's hard for them to change their mind. So, hey, they got a flag there. They move it up. They go for two. And he puts it in and go up 22-21.
You know, Coach, on that penalty, for what I understand, I didn't hear the interview, but I was discussing someone who heard the interview of the Patterson coach and said that he kind of teaches this guy to do a little something with the ball to kind of draw.
It's supposed to be a flag.
It's supposed to be a flag, exactly right.
If we do it, we get flagged. I mean, that's the thing where we had a little conference out there about it. And you're right, they got an early Christmas gift, and it hurts my heart to watch this. It hurts my heart to talk about it because, you know, I feel bad for our kids and our community and our coaching staff and everybody because I tell you, this is just a great season, a great group of kids. And, you know, we got some coming up, but I hate to see this group leave, you know. And it gave us our younger kids and kids coming up something to shoot for, you know, and things to build on. And I couldn't be more proud of them. And I hope they're remembered for making history in West Feliciana and not making it to the Dome.
Well, I think they're going to remember this throughout, and I hope that the residents of the parish and all the supporters of athletics at the high school remember, you know, what these kids are capable of doing.
And it just shows you what a group of kids that can do when they start believing in themselves. And it started with a young age for them, and they just kept it all the way through. You know, they believe in themselves, and that makes a difference right there. Because you said it earlier, we wasn't as big as anybody, as everybody. Might not be as strong as everybody, but once you believe, you can accomplish anything. So
I don't know if you said this or said, but it's not the dog that's in the fight. It's the fight that's in the dog.
It's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. That's it.
And that's exactly what happened. These kids had an incredible amount of fight, and you know, we got something to build on. So in our next segment, we're going to be talking about a little bit about the future, Coach. We're going to talk a little bit about what this has done for athletics in West Feliciana and where it's going to go. So we're asking everyone to stay with us. We're here with Coach Rob Odom at the West Feliciana Coaches Show, 7171 Highway 61 is Wing It Sports Grill. So stay with us, and we'll be back in a moment. We're back at Wing It Sports Grill at the West Feliciana Coaches Show, and again, I'm here with Coach Rob Odom, head football coach of West Feliciana Saints, who had an incredible season, an unbelievable season, a season that made history in West Feliciana Parish, the first football team in the history of football, high school sports, high school football, to actually go to the semifinals and played a heck of a game against Patterson, who had a lot of Division I signees. But, Coach, now we want to talk a little bit about what happened. What happened after the game? I know you were involved with coaching at the Red Stick Bowl. Can you tell our fans here a little bit about what that was and who you had with you?
I coached in the first ever Red Stick Bowl. Back with the first year they ever had it. I coached in it and got the opportunity and asked to coach in it again, and so I did. And we had 4 guys playing it: Gerald Russell, Wallace Scott, David Hill, and Deshaun Morrison, and they all did real well. You know, you're down there, you're with a group of guys that you coach against from other schools or have seen play on highlights and stuff, and it's just a great thing. And in order, you know, you can only get 4 from a team, and the coaches get together, and we couldn't make it to the meeting because we were in the playoffs still. You know? So they got down there and they picked them, and I mean, they did a great job. Deshaun Morrison scored 3 touchdowns, and there's so many rules put on you in that. You can only play a certain defense. You can't blitz. You can't do this. They make it offensive friendly because they want a bunch of points scored.
But
each kid's got to play a certain amount of time, which we did, and I'm gonna say it on film here, but the other team didn't do at the second half. They left some guy in there the whole time, which we alternated like we were supposed to. But tell you what, it was fun. It was a good experience for our kids. College coaches came out to practice about every day, so I got to give them highlights on our kids. And Wallace Scott got offered by McNeese State last week.
Good.
I think we're gonna have a few more, and I mean that's what's happening now after the Red Stick Bowl from here until February 3rd, even during the season, and junior year or whatever. I mean, they all want highlight tapes, so we got the highlight tapes made and getting them out, and hopefully we get some more kids out there. But the kids got to realize, and I'd like them to see this on film, the grades. Grades. You got to have your core. Core is math, science, English, social studies. Those grades, not PEs.
Right.
Not electives. Core classes and the ACT. It's on a sliding scale. The higher your core grades are, the lower your ACT can be. The lower your core, the higher the ACT. If you're under, you got to be at least a 2.0 in the core to have a chance with your ACT. If you're under that, it's going to be real tough. But grades is the big thing, especially nowadays. I mean, if you got the grades, it makes it a little easier. If you don't, there's not many places for you to go. But I'm a believer that if you want to play bad enough, there's a place to play. Scholarships, if you want to play bad enough, depending on how bad you want to play, I believe there's a place for you to play, and that's our job to try to find you a place to play, and that's what we're trying to do, and that's what's going to go on, especially now up until February. It's been going on before then, but now the coaches really heat up after the seasons and stuff. They've been coming around our school like crazy. It helps that you've had a real successful year. I mean, that's helped a lot. We've had more people come by because of our team success.
Team success,
that
absolutely.
Makes it. Team success helps it a whole bunch,
Great.
So, and if you got a special kid like Patterson did with Hilliard, and like we do, they see that kid, but hey, they're looking at him. They might see somebody else on film, so it's helped in that situation too. I believe we'll have some more kids go, and hopefully we'll have a real good day signing day with more than one or two kids. Hopefully we'll have 3 or 4 kids, maybe more than that.
And that signing day is in February?
I think it's February 3rd, if I'm not mistaken.
3rd.
It's the first week in February. It's usually that Wednesday. I'm not sure the date. I think it's February 3rd, but not positive. So.
Well, hopefully we have some more. Like I said, with 24 seniors and a successful season, hope we have some more. So, Coach, let me just ask this. Moving forward, on such an incredible season, what do you think this season, the successes in this season would do for the football program in West Feliciana, would do for expectations, that are to come? What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's like you said. I think for the kids that are juniors, sophomores, freshmen, middle school, little Pee Wee League, Little League, it just shows them that it can be done here,
Yeah.
No matter size or what, if you believe in what you can do and believe what you're being taught and execute and do little things, the TNTs.
Yeah.
Takes no talent. If you can do those things, you can be successful. And I believe this parish right here should be in the playoffs every year. Hey, now, Coach, you said it on film. Next year you ain't in the playoffs. Well, you know what? I do believe that. And I believe that since I've been here.
That's right.
That this is a special place and a special situation, and it's just, I'm so happy for this group of kids, and like I told them on the bus before they got off, whatever happens here in the future, they are the credit for it because they have done such a great job. They've just been a joy to be around, and I promise you, at this sports bank we're going to have January the 10th. I don't cry, but I might cry that night. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's right. It'd be kind of emotional.
That's right.
That's right.
They're just a good group of kids. They take care of their business. They want it. I don't know what else to say about them. Because they're just unbelievable. They all had a common goal. You got to set goals, and this gives us something else to shoot for. One of our goals was to be practicing during Thanksgiving. We made that goal. Hey, we surpassed that goal. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So now we're gonna have to raise the bar a little bit, and that's what we want, you know.
Right.
Everybody that plays high school football wants to play in the dome, wants a ring, and that's great, you know. And
Right.
these guys let everybody else in this parish know that this can be accomplished.
Can be accomplished.
We can do it. I've said it all year long. I always thought we were one of the top 4 teams in the state in 3A, and
Yeah, that's
I still
right.
think we're the top 1 or 2 teams in the state in 3A. You
I
know?
agree. That's right. Well, I tell you what, I mean, it was evident in the season. It was evident in what happened. And we have something now that we can look forward to in West Feliciana Parish. What we have is a high school system and a belief that we can accomplish this. We accomplished something that is history making, has never been done before, and we will continue to do so. And I think that's something that we have to look forward to.
And it's people don't see it, but it's more than coaching. It takes the players, it takes the coaches, it takes the school system, it takes the community. It takes all that. It's a tradition.
Yes.
It takes all that to be successful and have these type of years, and it can be done here every year. There's no doubt about that.
Well, exactly. Well, we're going to come back in 1 second and wrap things up from Wingate Sports Grid, 7171 Highway 61. Coach, I want to congratulate you on the wonderful season.
I want to
you
thank
said
you.
from the beginning that we were going to be up there, we're going to be in the top, and we're going to be playing. And what you said actually, it manifested. So I appreciate the effort that you and your coaches did with the kids.
I appreciate that, and I got my finger on the offensive line more than anybody, and I told them, they were supposed to be the weak link, and you know what? I thought they were one of the best we've had because
absolutely.
I told them they wasn't going to be the weak link. We talked about it all summer long, and they put out and just gave the best effort you can, and shoot, I mean.
Well, it was true because some of the linemen, the defensive linemen that they were blocking against looked like that they were their daddy or something.
Yeah.
They were so much bigger than they were. But
And, I'd always put somebody behind them, try to push them and
Right.
kind of motivate them. And,
Right.
like he's going to be in there if you don't get it done. Then about midway through the year, I said, look, we living and dying with y'all. No matter
right.
what happens, y'all the man. We're going to stick with you. And you know what? They took it upon themselves. They said, you know what? We're going to get it done. And they got it done. But, it's not just them believing in themselves. The coaches got to believe in them too.
Absolutely.
And that's part of it.
Absolutely.
And once you get that, man, you can accomplish anything,
Yeah, whatever the mind can conceive, it can achieve.
That's exactly right.
So we'll be right back here in a second with the Coaches Show to wrap up with Coach Rob Odom, head coach of the West Feliciana Football Saints. Stay right there. West Feliciana Coaches Show, highlighting high school athletics at West Feliciana High School. Sponsored by Wingate Sports Grill at 7171 Highway 61 in St. Francisville, Louisiana. Great food for the whole family. Well, we're back at the West Feliciana Coaches Show here at Wingate Sports Grill, 7171 Highway 61 in St. Francisville. And the bottom line is this could not have happened without Danny and the rest of the guys here and Pete and everyone here at Wingate Sports Grill that sponsored this program. And I just want to personally thank them for what you guys have done in supporting sports, and you guys do a wonderful job of what you provide to the community, the great food that you offer us. I think since we've been coming, I gained about 5 pounds. But you guys do a wonderful job, and I know you have some things to say, but I want to personally thank you for what you've done for these kids and this football team for this season.
Well, thank you, Ken. We'd like to thank Coach Rob and congratulate him and his boys on their fine season. And the fine young men that you had played football for you. They're an honor to have known these guys.
We appreciate that.
And we really think a lot of you guys. And
we thank everything y'all have done for us.
Well, this is, we'd like to thank the community of St. Francisville for supporting us this year. It's been a very prosperous year for us. We really appreciate the business that you guys have generated for us. We enjoyed hosting the show, and maybe we'd like to have a marriage with this, and we'd like to try to do it again next year.
Good.
And we are just a little brief announcement for everybody. We're going to close on the Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock, and we will reopen for business on January 3rd at our usual time at 11 a.m. We're going to give our employees and our staff a chance to have the holidays with their family. And we'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and go Saints.
Thank you.
Again, but one thing, how long have y'all been here? Now, how long have you been open here?
14 months.
14 months, and they've been working hard, 14 months, providing great service, a great atmosphere, a place where a lot of people like to come, as we see here tonight. And again, we thank you for what you guys have done, and you continue support for the high school and for the community at large. I mean, you guys have a heart for the community, and we really appreciate it. And with that, we're asking any other business to come alongside, because there are a lot of other sports in West Feliciana, a lot of things going on, for you to come on as well and support the athletics. This is very unique. We were happy through RBS, Rural Broadcasting Service, to be able to put this on. Very unique to West Feliciana Parish, because I don't think anyone else has this kind of latitude to do the kind of things that have been done. So we're asking everyone to come alongside and support what's happening with our high school, with our kids, with the businesses here, because, again, it was a great opportunity. And, again, to Coach Rob Odom,
thank you.
Man, wonderful season.
Appreciate
we're
it.
proud to be associated with you and this wonderful gentleman here and all of you in West Feliciana, and we wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a very happy and safe and prosperous New Year. So again, this is the West Feliciana Coach Show. We're signing off for the football season. And again, we here at Wingate Sports Grill, everyone come in and enjoy them after the beginning of the year.
After the New Year.
After the New Year, come in and enjoy them and have a safe and happy holidays. Good night. West Feliciana Coaches Show, highlighting high school athletics at West Feliciana High School. Sponsored by Wingate Sports Grill at 7171 Highway 61 in St. Francisville, Louisiana. Great food for the whole family. And